So starting the test drive in this Hyundai IONIQ 9, it's an interesting drive. You feel like you're driving a minivan, but the space in here is it's just an interesting choice for Hyundai to go with something like this. When you look at some of the other EV competitors, like even GM, you have the Escalade IQ, which is a full-size Escalade that's electric. And then you have the next step down being the Cadillac Vistic, which is a 3-row SUV, but it still feels like an XT6. This IONIQ 9, the space feels like an Escalade, but the looks and the overall drive feel like my old Chrysler Pacifica hybrid. It's just, it's wild. It really is. And I feel like that was partially what Hyundai was going for. You have just cup holders everywhere, space everywhere. This feels, again, like a minivan, and you're not constricted by the space that you get in some of these SUVs that are just big and not necessarily usable. But you're able to get up to 320 miles on a charge, which is great. The power here is fantastic, and it's just it's an overall solid SUV in my opinion. Here we go. Now the sport mode here is pretty good. For this to be as heavy of a vehicle as it is, the acceleration is great. You can get the performance model, which is even quicker, but honestly, really good power here. It's very linear, it's very smooth. It doesn't even have to throw you back, but you go and it's not uncomfortable. But I want to give a huge thanks to Hyundai of Cool Springs here in Franklin, Tennessee, for allowing me to review this IONIQ 9 today. I'll leave a link below in the description. If you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. But the reason I wanted to review one of these is I wanted people to see kind of what the base model IONIQ 9 offers. Is it still relatively expensive? Yes. Is it still basic compared to some of the other models? Yeah, but it's an SE. And I mean, for the money, for the range, for the power, I think it's a solid choice, honestly. Me personally, I feel like if I'm this close to 65, I might as well just go with like a Vistic or something like that. But again, this has so much more usability than a typical 3-row EV. This just feels like the one true, again, I think of the Pacifica, where the Pacifica, I really love that van. I think its usability is 10 out of 10 for road trips and all that stuff. Just all the storage pockets you have, the efficiency. That's what you have here with this IONIQ 9. But again, the design choice, one of the reasons I feel like this it's not selling as well as it could is because a lot of people don't like the design. You either love it or hate it. But me personally, I think it's an acquired taste, but it's also futuristic, if that makes sense. I feel like years from now, people are gonna be like, yeah, that IONIQ 9 was something else. Just the overall looks of it, the overall feel of it, just how ahead of its time it was, because you were able to get something built like a huge minivan that was as efficient as this is. And I just really like what they've done with it. I'd take a Performance Limited over the SE, but if you're trying to get an EV that has tons of space, 3 rows for the cheapest amount of money, I feel like this is the way to go, specifically if you're looking at this IONIQ 9. So all that being said, this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2026 Hyundai IONIQ 9 SE with all-wheel drive.